Hello and a very warm welcome back to my dear listeners. This is your host Sharmishta bringing you episode number 10 of The Game of Illusions. At an interesting bend, the inheritance and a lot of jewels too. Kiriti was lost in his thoughts, sleep evading him. Why had he forgotten to ask the solicitor whether Sheila knew about the jewels or not? And if she did, well, this case would take another turn. No, Kiriti said to himself. I have to call Mr. Guho and find out tomorrow. This information is of utmost importance. Sheila, Bimala's daughter. Bimala, a woman who Narahari Babu had loved very deeply and had remained a bachelor all his life, out of deep respect for that love. And Bimala, she had not respected that love at all. She had gone ahead and married someone else. But Narahari Babu had carried that flame of love with him throughout his life. And not just that, he had taken care of Sheila's education, growing up years, and now left a sizable part of his wealth for her. Love, it's a many-splendored thing. But was Sheila really worth all this? The question kept spinning in Kiriti's mind. Her behavior, to say the least, was very odd. That night, whoever that stranger was who visited Sheila, it had been quite clear that she knew him very well. And then there was Aniruddha, someone she knew too. Yet that very same man was refusing to recognize her. Why? A sound of footsteps broke into Kiriti's thoughts. He smiled slowly. Aniruddha. Kiriti rose from the sofa and walked out of the room. Aniruddha Babu, I wanted to speak with you, if you are not sleepy, that is. No, Mr. Sinha, I am not sleepy yet. I was just going back to my room. Very well, please come in. Aniruddha sat down on a nearby chair in the room. Tell me, Mr. Sinha, what do you want to know? Aniruddha Babu, are you absolutely sure that she is not the real Sheila? 100%, Mr. Sinha, and I have said so 1,000 times already. But you people refuse to believe me. Well, Aniruddha Babu, it's not that I completely disbelieve you, but do you? I mean, really? So you do believe that I'm telling the truth, Mr. Sinha? It's not about simply believing what you are saying, Aniruddha Babu. We need proof from you. Proof? What's there to prove here? Well, as I see it, you are the interested party, Aniruddha Babu. Interested party? What exactly do you mean, Mr. Sinha? I mean, where is my interest in this? In fact, if I don't marry Miss Rai, I am the one who will stand to lose the inheritance. She has nothing to lose. Are you sure, Aniruddha Babu, that if you don't marry her, you will stand to lose? What do you mean? I mean, you have already purchased shares worth 2 lakhs or more in some highly profitable companies, which will yield a handsome dividend every year, not to mention the additional money you will receive every month because of that clause in the will. Aniruddha's face turned white for a few moments. He quickly recovered, but it had not escaped Kiriti's eyes. Mr. Sinha, I guess you understand that the 2 lakhs or more, or whatever you said just now, is a very meager amount compared to the inheritance. Indeed, Aniruddha Babu, but the salary you receive every month, now that is indeed meager compared to the inheritance or the additional money. You are insane, Mr. Sinha. Not me, but you, Aniruddha Babu, are insane. You are dreaming of reaching for the stars, but I hope it doesn't turn into a nightmare for you. Reaching for the stars? I don't understand. There is nothing not to understand, Aniruddha Babu. The film actress, Mandira Chatterjee, is attracted to you not because of your looks. It's because of her hope about the wealth you will be inheriting. Or let's say she is attracted to that. But is she aware of the conditions of that will? Who has told you this stuff and nonsense, Mr. Sinha? Well, I sincerely hope it doesn't turn into stuff and nonsense for you. Marrying Mondira and adding your wealth to hers is what you want to do. But I hope you know that she's not a fool. She's quite an actress. For her, the shine of the silver coins is more than that of love. But, Mr. Sinha, she promised me. What did she promise? That she will marry you? Yes. But when? As soon as this inheritance issue is sorted out. I see. So, even if you haven't told her about the will, she does know about it and the conditions in it. Great, if she's willing to marry you. But there's something you don't know yet. Miss Sheila Rai told me yesterday that she is still doubtful about your identity. Did she now? Who cares? And who would believe her anyway? Aniruddha Babu, the police does not believe you either. Anyway, it's quite late already. One last question before you leave. When you were studying at Presidency College, you had a classmate, Kiriti Rai. Do you remember him? Kiriti Rai. Ah, yes, I do. Wonderful. So you do remember your friend and classmate? Of course. Good. Mr. Rai had called today. He said he will come and meet you tomorrow evening. Oh, I see. Then good night, Aniruddha Babu. Have a peaceful sleep. Kiriti watched as Aniruddha slowly walked out of the room, almost dragging his steps. He smiled to himself. He had been successful in what he had set out to do. The jigsaw puzzle looks tough. None of the pieces are what they seem. Yet our detective has just fitted a piece in place. Now to see what Aniruddha does next. After all, he has to meet his childhood friend Kiriti Rai. Join me as I return soon with the next episode. Till then,